Why accountability gets a bad reputation. Accountability is one of the most misunderstood words in coaching. Every coach says they want it, every program claims they have it, but when accountability actually shows up, when correction is required, and when standards have been enforced, when behavior needs to be addressed, that's when things get uncomfortable. And because it's uncomfortable, a lot of coaches avoid it, or they soften it, or they delay it. And when that happens, accountability doesn't disappear. It just turns into fear, resentment, or confusion. Today I want to talk about how great programs enforce accountability without fear and why fear-based accountability always destroys culture in the long run. This is Beyond the Scoreboard. Hold the line. The two wrong versions of accountability. Most programs live in one of two unhealthy extremes when it comes to accountability. Extreme number one, fear-based accountability. This is the version most people think of when they hear the word accountability. They think about yelling, embarrassment, sarcasm, public call-outs with no teaching. It creates short-term compliance, but long-term damage. Athletes stop taking risks. They hide mistakes. They avoid responsibility instead of owning it. Fear doesn't build discipline, it builds survival. Extreme 2, avoidance-based accountability. This one is quieter, but just as damaging. I don't want to lose them. It's not worth the argument. We'll address it later, and later never comes. This version creates confusion. Athletes don't know where the line is because it moves. And when the line moves, trust erodes. What accountability actually is. Real accountability is neither fear-based nor avoidant. Real accountability is clarity plus consistency plus follow-through. Yes, follow-through. That's it. No emotion required, no volume required, no intimidation required. Accountability is not about punishment, it's about alignment. Alignment between what you say matters, what you allow, and what you enforce. When those three line up, accountability feels safe, even when it's uncomfortable. And safe accountability builds trust. Why athletes don't fear standards? They fear inconsistency. Here's something most coaches miss. Athletes don't fear standards, they fear unpredictability. They can handle correction, they can handle high expectations, they can even handle consequences. What they can't handle is not knowing what version of the standard shows up today. When accountability depends on the score, the opponent, the athlete, the coach's mood, trust disappears. And when trust disappears, effort follows. Consistency, not intensity, is what makes accountability work. How great programs enforce accountability without fear. 1, they correct behavior, not character. Great coaches address what happened, not who the athlete is. For example, that rep wasn't the standard. That response isn't acceptable here. That's not how we do it. No labels, no personal attacks, just clarity. 2, They correct immediately. Let me say that again. They correct immediately. Delayed correction is silent approval. The longer you wait, the louder the message becomes. Immediate correction keeps accountability clean and unemotional. Again, immediate correction keeps accountability clean and unemotional. Emotion escalates defensiveness. Calm creates clarity. Calm accountability says, this isn't personal, this is the standard. 4, they are predictable. Predictability builds safety. When athletes know what's coming, accountability loses its sting. It becomes part of the culture, not a threat. Accountability builds trust, not fear. When accountability is consistent, athletes stop asking, why me? And they start asking, what is the standard? That's the shift. That's when accountability stops being something athletes endure and starts becoming something they respect. Because they know everyone is held to it, no one is above it, no one's singled out. That's fairness. Practical application, holding the line this week. Let's make this practical. This week, I want you to do 3 things. Step 1, identify one standard you've been inconsistent with. Step 2, decide how it will be enforced every time. And step 3, communicate it calmly, clearly, and briefly. No speeches, no threats, no emotion, just the line. Why this matters? Long term. Accountability without fear doesn't lower standards. It strengthens them. It tells athletes, you're safe here, you're expected here, you're developed here. That combination builds the culture. Fear might get compliance, but trust gets commitment, and commitment is what lasts. Wins fade, records change, but standards last. This is Beyond the Scoreboard. Hold the line.